We are on day 27. One of those days. Not in a bad way, I'm just joking. But today I finally launched my I think I did that yesterday. I launched my Facebook page. I'll be uploading, I think tonight. Don't hold me to that. But I edited my 27 video, and I'll probably leave the link below to all the numerology I experienced with the number 27. But man, I'm feeling good, guys. Like, everything among this series has definitely become an embodiment. And literally sometimes the only way to explain that to a person is to tell them to go through the same thing. Like, I'm not even kidding. I feel in the zone. I don't know how to explain it. It's a sense. It almost feels like things around me are not real, and things happen the moment I think them, which has always been the case. That's why I'm very careful about joking about myself, especially now. I actually had the thought earlier this morning in the bathroom on making a video talking about why I don't specifically joke about myself anymore. Not like it, I never did it bad in a self-depreciating way, but or self-deprecating, whatever the word is. But I realize now, this is like through the things I've been through in my life, when I started to realize that my thoughts were manifesting into reality, I was like, ooh. You know, it's funny, who said thoughts don't manifest? Like, chaotic thoughts don't, but the thoughts you focus on do. They eventually will. So maybe that's what they meant. I don't know, it's funny because, you know, I fell victim to this too. This is also why I don't mind talking about it, and I'm not trying to get on anyone. But there are so many people trying to say the same thing so differently, and it's not. It's all pretty much the same. You know, that actually caused a lot of confusion within me. You know, saying like, oh, my higher self. Well, your higher self is just God. Oh yeah, God is helping me. Well, God is also just your higher self. Oh, you got to be the observer. Oh, the observer is literally just my higher self, God, and all the above. God is just a creator. You're actually deeper than that. You're basically like the Titans. You're like Kronos. You're like what came before gods. But again, that's just the universe. All these concepts are a part of this larger whole entity that we're also all a part of, that is also just infinite and vast. And that for some reason made me want to talk about aliens. But if you wait until my Dining with Rel Crumbs episode 1 comes out, and I talked about the aliens. But in short, it's us. Like, we are the aliens. Like, and I'm realizing during that series, like, holy snap. Holy snap. That feels like a catchphrase I don't say. I do actually say that, but either way, like, I'm starting to really think, man, I'm thinking back, and it's funny because there's a couple content creators that I'll tap into when I'm keeping my mind in this state of mind. I only really need myself, but I don't want to consume anything else, so I'll just watch this stuff because I'm very intrigued and interested about it. I've been about it for years. So when other creators come up in the whole awareness that is my awareness, I tend to watch them a ton, and Eric was one of them. But what cracks me up about the things that he says are like what my old mentor literally used to say. And I used to laugh when I looked at his description, and it was literally like, your higher self brought you here. And I was like, no shit, because it's crazy that I used to say I only run into the most, the most honest people who keep the integrity about spiritual work, and it never fails. I find them nonstop. Another one I found recently was Elio Diana. He actually, a lot of his work was, again, just my mind reflecting me, like getting me to realize, hey, it's you. He would literally say in his videos about his book, do not worry about the antagonist. The antagonist is not really out there. It's you. Like, do not pay attention to the antagonist. And I loved how this guy said it. But it was funny because it was all just trying to get me to realize me. And the reason I bring up Eric is one of the things he says is he doesn't think like a human anymore. And what cracks me up about this statement is that like week after week after week, before I even knew who he was, I used to say to myself, damn, my mentor said this as well. The divine mind is not going to sound like the human mind. And what's so crazy is a guy that I used to join his Zoom calls. Don't really know what happened, don't really mind, but he ended up saying this too. The divine mind is not going to sound like your aunt. It's not going to sound like your uncle. You're becoming a whole different being. And then I realized throughout this series, I am definitely a different being. Like there's such a contrast in the way that I listen and hear the people around me that it's like, holy shit, I'm actually on a different dimension, still being in the physical reality around the people I'm around. It creates a separation that is just unavoidable to the mind. It's fucking crazy. And now I see myself just waiting to not go back. It's like basically that higher self is here and is being embodied, but it's on that ledge of like, well, now you're not going back, so now we're waiting for you to make the choice. Like now you decide you don't go back or you keep teetering into part-time godhood. So it's like the choice is yours. And today has really been that clear mind of like, oh wow, why was I scared to go all in when everyone only can reflect me, so it doesn't matter. And now it's like after months and years of realizing what the statement everyone is you pushed out really is, it's like, oh, I get it. So it's really not about, you really, as Eric says, you really can show up how you want to the 3D shit. You could be silent. You could just be introverted. Like, not introverted in the way where it's like, if you know who you are, it doesn't matter. Like, depending on what you want, you're going to get it. It really doesn't matter what action you take. And I'm really noticing that it doesn't matter. There are things that I did among this series where it didn't matter. Really, the only thing that mattered was the embodiment. And to me, what I would say is the affirmation. But the meditations didn't matter, nothing. It's literally, it was just becoming me, becoming the self before the egoic me. So before the fear, before the doubt, before the whatever, any of it, even to a degree now, like even all the positive ones, it's all neutral. But the positive ones are like the things you choose to have the better life outcome. But it's all meaningless at the end of the day. And and I've known this, but it's like, it's weird getting it slapped back in your face, because like you'll intellectualize it, but you don't make it a knowing and an embodiment. So you're like, oh, I know, memento mori, remember death. Oh yeah, we're not the flesh, blah, blah, blah. But then you go on in your day, and then it's like, I don't really deal with like pettier things that make people react. But let's say like, I'll feel the fear come up of having to force myself to go get a job. And it's like, why am I rushing? Because even my closest friend in my life at the time was like, dude, don't rush, like take your time. And when I listened to him, a job for a literal $100,000 a year for a brand ambassador for the company that you may know, but it was for resort homes, message me. And none of that was logical. None of the way it unfolded was logical. But again, because of my self-concept at the time, 3 years ago, I didn't end up getting it. Now, I've revised it now and say, man, I get all these opportunities. The most crazy thing, and now because now I understand what happened back then and what I allowed in the 3D to pull me out of that. So it's so crazy. But now it's like, oh, I'm not letting things like that ever slip again. In fact, they do slip right into my pocket, and I'm saying things and flipping things around like that. So everything unfolds for me. Everything is completely elite. And again, now I get it. There's only my reality. So no one does it like me. No one's going to say it like me, because it's my experience. And I realized I've been sitting on a literal gold mine that is my mind, a plethora of knowledge and creativity, even when I go to make my courses and stuff. So it's like, why did I do this for so long? Especially being awakened for years? Guess it's just the natural process of things. Everyone has their timing, but yeah, my time is now. So glad I did say that I would be mastered by 25, 26, and here we are. And if my idea is right about the age, or about the number 27 and what I turned it into, age 27 and 2027, it's gonna go crazy. So anyways, I'm whole, perfect, strong, powerful, loving, harmonious, happy. I love you guys. You are the same as me. and we're out here being abundant. I'm fucking creating every day. I'm attracting everything. I have my own businesses. I run my own stuff. It's just amazing. I'm getting the best opportunities in the world. I live in my apartment with my wife. I know exactly where I'm going, and yeah, I'm feeling great. And every move I make is the right move. All right, I'm out. Love you guys. Peace.